T'apprends www.suividécole-au-Sénégal.com.
À école au Sénégal, c'est facile, tu n'as qu'à te connecter. Tape école au Sénégal, les leçons sont beaucoup plus détaillées.
Here I'm back again, this time to talk about comparatives. Okay? Now, you get different types of comparative. Comparative means you need to compare different elements, different people, different things, okay? So we compare, okay? Now we've got what they call comparative d'égalité, comparative de supériorité, comparative d'infériorité, okay? You can compare two things on a lower level, on a higher level, or on a same basis, same level basis, okay? So you have to understand that comparatives are derived from adjectives, okay? So you got different adjectives. They are classified into different categories. You got short adjectives and you got long adjectives. A short adjective is a one-syllable adjective, such as short. This is a short adjective. Another one, small. That's a short adjective. Big. Okay. Tall. Okay. Hot. Cold. Okay. These are short adjectives. If we take the short adjective, how can we turn them into comparatives? Okay? What do we do to make them a comparative? Okay? Short, we say shorter. Amadou is shorter than Mariama. Okay? If Amadou measures 1 meter 45, Mariama is 1 meter 55. She's, okay? We can say she's taller than Amadou, okay? We can say, for example, short is equal to tall. To make a comparative, we say taller. But we have to add a little particle. Shorter than. Plus court que. Shorter than. Taller than. Plus grand que. We can come back and say Amadou is shorter than Mariama. Mariama is taller than Amadou. Shorter, taller. Plus petit, plus grand. Okay? So, alors maintenant, if we get in the classroom, who is the shortest? Le plus court de la classe. It could be a boy or a girl. Okay? The shortest boy. Alors nous mettons pour le superlatif. C'est-à-dire, il n'y a rien de plus court ou de plus grand ou de plus beau ou de plus magnifique. On dira donc short, shorter, the, on met le préfixe the, shortest boy or girl in the class. In the class. Okay? So, we began with an adjective, we turn it into a comparative, and superlative, meaning short, shorter than, the shortest, le plus court. Il est court, il est plus court, mais lui, il est le plus court. Ok? Short, shorter than, the shortest. The same goes with small, petit. Ok? A small girl, she's smaller than. Ok? Comment on va dire la plus courte? Ok? Here, the shortest, the smallest, the smallest, the smallest girl or boy in the class, okay? The smallest, the shortest, okay? Donc, smaller than, the smallest, le plus petit ou la plus petite. Ensuite, next we got big. Big. A big boy, okay? A big girl. But the guy is big, he's a wrestler. A big wrestler, okay? So big, on mettra bigger than. Mais ici, we double the consonant, on double la consonne. Donc big, bigger, double the consonant, okay? Et on met la particule then pour l'élément de comparaison. So we can compare. He's bigger than his dad. Il est plus grand et plus fort que son propre papa. Look at this boy, man. He's bigger than his dad. Ok? C'est ce que nous voyons aujourd'hui. Bigger. Alors, maintenant, le plus fort physiquement, le plus costaud de la classe, the biggest boy, or the biggest girl in the class, okay? The biggest boy or girls in the class. Girl, here, boy, or girl. It could be one of them. Or the biggest tree. L'arbre le plus grand. The biggest tree. Next, we got hot. Okay, hot. Plus chaud que. This coffee is hotter than that coffee. Okay? Hot, hotter than. Ici aussi, on double la consonne comme dans big et on rajoute ER plus la particule de l'élément de comparaison qui nous donne shorter than, hotter than. This coffee is hotter than that coffee. Or the coffee is hotter than the tea. On a commandé un thé et un café, et bien le café est plus chaud que le thé. Ok? Donc, quel est le plus chaud des deux? The hottest. On mettra donc the hottest drink. Hottest drink. On double la consonne. The hottest drink, ok? The hottest drink. La boisson la plus chaude. The hottest drink. Hot, hotter than the hottest. Okay? Next, we got cold. Cold. Same as cold. Comment on va dire plus froid? Cold. On met ER à l'adjectif court. C'est la règle, ça, pour les adjectifs courts. This rule applies to short adjectives only. Okay? A short adjective, by the way, can be one syllable or maybe sometimes two. Okay? But not more than two syllables. Donc, colder than. Okay? Colder than, on met la particule than, qui veut dire que plus froid que. Par exemple, the North Pole is colder than the South Pole. Le pôle Nord est plus chaud que le pôle Sud. Ok? Alaska is colder than Africa. Ok? C'est vrai que l'Alaska est beaucoup plus froid que l'Afrique. Donc, colder than, plus froid que. Mais l'endroit le plus froid, c'est quoi? C'est où? Ok? The coldest. On mettra donc la particule the coldest place on Earth. L'endroit le plus froid de la planète. The coldest, EST. Ok? The coldest place on Earth. Place on Earth. L'endroit le plus chaud de la planète. Ok? Alors, on reprend. Donc, ça nous donne short, shorter than, donc court, plus court que, the shortest, le plus court. Ok? Small, smaller than, the smallest. Petit, plus petit que, le plus petit, ou la plus petite. Big, grand, fort, bigger than, plus fort que, plus grand que, the biggest, le plus grand. Tall, le plus fort, le plus grand. Tall, taller than, the tallest. Ok, taller than, the tallest. Donc, il faut remarquer que on rajoute à l'adjectif la particule ER plus la particule than pour former le comparatif des adjectifs courts. D'accord? Pour former l'adjectif. Alors la règle, on peut l'énoncer. We can say, in order to form the comparative of short adjective, add ER plus than to form the comparative. In order to form the superlative, you add the prefix the plus est to the adjective, such as shorter than, the shortest, smaller than, the smallest, bigger than, the biggest, taller than, the tallest, hotter than, the hottest, colder than, the coldest. Okay? Donc, this is the rule for short adjectives. Now, what's the rule for long adjectives? Okay, we got beautiful, comfortable, these are long adjectives. The short adjectives, they stop here. Okay, let's make here draw a line. Okay, now here is different. Okay, you got beautiful, beautiful, that's a long adjective. Comfortable, alors c'est not comfortable, c'est comfortable, c'est comfortable, comfortable, for example. Okay, ça se prononce comme ça. Hein? This chair is very comfortable. Okay, now wonderful. These are long adjectives. What's the rule? Quelle est la règle? Pour former le comparatif d'un adjectif long, in order to form the comparative of a long adjective, we put the prefix more. Au lieu de dire beautifuler, beautifulest, c'est pas possible. Donc, on met quoi? On met more. Beautiful. Et on rajoute than, toujours, la particule than. For example, the monument of Renaissance is more beautiful than the Place de Souvenir, for example. Okay? Gorée Island is more beautiful than Ngor Island, for example. Okay? More beautiful than. Et alors, pour former maintenant le superlatif, qu'est-ce qu'on mettra? On mettra the most beautiful place in Senegal, for example. Ok? The most, la plus, the most beautiful place in Senegal. What is the most beautiful place in Senegal? Some would say it's Cap Skirring, some would say Île du Saloum, Foundiougne, some would say somewhere else, maybe somewhere. Okay, the most beautiful place in Senegal. Okay, beautiful, l'adjectif, le comparatif, more beautiful than. The monument of Renaissance is more beautiful than Place du Souvenir. But the most beautiful place in Senegal maybe is Cap Skirring, some would say. That's my personal opinion. Okay, next we got comfortable. Oh, comfortable. This chair is more comfortable than that chair. Cette chaise est plus confortable que cette autre chaise. Ok? Donc, more comfortable than. On reprend notre intensificateur. More. C'est un intensificateur. More. Ok? Comfortable than. Là, on met notre adjectif qui est long. More comfortable than. Ok? More comfortable than. Ah, toujours la particule than. Ça, c'est l'élément de comparaison. Plus confortable que. This chair is more comfortable than that chair. Ensuite, la chaise, le siège le plus confortable de l'Assemblée nationale ou bien de la classe, c'est sûrement peut-être le siège du maître, ok, ou le siège du président de l'Assemblée. Hein? The most comfortable chair in the classroom, ok. The most, c'est un intensificateur. Hein? Most comfortable, the most comfortable. Seat, le siège, the most comfortable seat in the classroom. Ok? Wonderful. Formidable. Ok? Ah, j'ai vu un film. Il était bien, mais après j'ai vu un autre film qui était plus formidable, plus merveilleux. Ok? This film is more wonderful than. Ok? More, on met l'intensificateur. More wonderful than. Ah, la particule zen, on ne l'oublie jamais. C'est un élément de zen à comparer. Et alors, on dit the most wonderful place I have ever been. L'endroit le plus formidable que j'ai jamais visité. Par exemple, Walt Disney is the most wonderful place I have ever been. Eh bien, Walt Disney est le parc d'attractions le plus formidable, le plus merveilleux que j'ai jamais visité, que j'ai visité de ma vie. Ok? The most wonderful place on earth. L'endroit le plus merveilleux au monde. Ok? So, if I recap again, now, the rule, la règle, pour les adjectifs courts, c'est simple. Un adjectif court est considéré comme un adjectif à une syllabe ou maximum deux. D'accord? Donc, short est un adjectif court. Pour faire le comparatif des adjectifs courts, on rajoute ER à l'adjectif et on rajoute la particule de comparaison, l'élément de comparaison qui est than. Ok? Pour faire le superlatif maintenant des adjectifs courts, what do we do? On met le préfixe the, on met l'adjectif et on rajoute EST à l'adjectif. Par exemple, donc, l'adjectif c'est short, le comparatif c'est shorter than et le superlatif c'est the shortest. D'accord? Ainsi, la même chose prévaut The same for small. Small, smaller than the smallest. Big, bigger than the biggest. Seulement, à big, on double la consonne. Very important, don't forget. Next, we got tall. Taller than the tallest. Okay? Grand, plus grand que le plus grand. Fort, le plus fort que le plus fort. Petit, plus petit que le plus petit. Court, plus court que le plus court. Hot, chaud. Plus chaud que hotter than, le plus chaud. The hottest climate. Le climat le plus chaud, c'est dans le Sahara, ou bien dans le désert de l'Atacama, ok, ou le désert du Kalahari. In the Kalahari Desert, it's very hot. Which is the hottest desert on earth? Le désert le plus chaud. I don't know, I couldn't tell you. I've never been to a desert. Okay, then you got cold. Colder than, plus froid que, the coldest. This is my recap. And maintenant, the rule, like les adjectifs longs, elles changent. It's different. For long adjectives, who are considered adjectives or 2 or 3 syllables, okay, les adjectifs à 3 syllabes, comme beautiful, comfortable, wonderful, et il y en a bien d'autres, ok, expensive, par exemple, cher, ok, quand quelqu'un est cher, quelque chose est cher, on dit it's expensive, expensive, ça c'est cher, ok, a Mercedes is more expensive than a Renault. Ça dépend, ok? Je ne veux pas dire de marque, mais je veux dire gold is more expensive than silver. L'or est plus cher que l'argent. But diamond is the most expensive gems on earth. Ok? Diamond, ok. Alors le contraire de expensive, cher, c'est quoi? C'est un short adjective. C'est cheap. Cheap. When something is cheap, easy to buy, ça coûte pas cher. Hein? This is very cheap, ça coûte pas cher. Anyone can afford it. Tout le monde peut se permettre d'acheter ça. But when something is expensive, not anyone can afford it. Tout le monde ne peut pas se permettre. Donc, un long adjectif, expensive, more expensive, the most expensive. Cheap, cheaper than the cheapest. Okay? So that's about it when it comes to comparatives and superlatives. Okay? Until next time, goodbye.
Tape 3 W suivi d'école au Sénégal.